Thank you very much, gentlemen. And what a game indeed. I think we were all kind of in shock over here. It was pretty much power of evil giving Bjergsen the Kansas City shuffle like 3 times in mid. The first solo was at 14 minutes, and everybody's like, wait a minute. So that just that was supposed to be the other way around. But I think with a grain of salt, you take that TF because it worked amazingly. They played very well at composition, but that could have easily gone downhill so fast.
Yeah, it was a high risk, high reward, that's for sure. But in my opinion, if you're going to debut a kind of oddball pick, TSM is the team you do it against. We've kind of seen it time and time again. In the more immediate memory, their second match against SK at Worlds comes to mind. If you do something weird and pick in bans that they don't expect, TSM is not the best team at adapting in-game to those kind of issues. Yeah. They don't theory craft very well about what you might do on the fly, and they tend to make a lot of mistakes and kind of come apart at the seams as a result, and they were just very prone to these kind of surprises. And not only that, but during the pick and ban phase, they are typically also reliant on Bjergsen and Dyrus at least going even in lane because they really need that power, and by letting them have Gnar, which they did intentionally, and then getting the old switcheroo with the jungle TF and having a mage assassin, Xerath has a hard time with Ahri, has a hard time with LeBlanc, because he's all skill shots, and they're relatively slow moving, and how do you even hit them when they're moving around so fast?
Yep. Well, we see Bjergsen in mid trying to play one of his safest champions and actually getting, as I said, rocked out by Power of Evil there. Looking at St. Vicious at the jungle, the early gank coming in from Kikis on TF. What could have Santorin done to bring that one back? Because he kind of seemed to be floundering after that. Almost half the CS down at the end of the game by as well.
I mean, after you give it, I actually feel like that's Bjergsen's fault because there's it's jungle TF. Like
there's
it's obviously, yeah, you're going to cheese with this champion. He's going to gank you right after he does his buff. It's like so obvious it's coming. And you saw Bjergsen was trying to scrap it out with the LeBlanc level 2, and I feel like just maybe a little bit of cockiness on his part. And on top of that, he knew Santorin wasn't nearby to like back him up when he usually is, of course. But yeah, I think there's just a little bit of cockiness out of Bjergsen.
Cockiness out of Bjergsen, maybe cold hands possibly coming in. We did say Unicorns of Love was going to use that momentum. Snoopy, do you think TSM's just kind of, as Jack said, these guys have been on the off season, a little lackluster and show better next game?
I'm not so sure that's an excuse because from what we have heard, they have been coming in really hot into this tournament. We expected a lot of TSM. Sure, Santorin didn't have the greatest game, but I don't think it was relatively his fault. It was Bjergsen falling behind in mid lane, which I think was a huge part of this game.
Dyrus also fell really far behind.
He was okay.
No, even before the TF gank, he was down like 30 CS.
Yeah, he fell pretty far behind. After the initial buy, he started to slip pretty significantly. And in a way, I feel like TSM almost outsmarted themselves with this pick and ban phase. They come in with this Sivir pick. They try and bait out this Lucian. Yeah. They know the Gnar and Lucian are coming in that first round on the red side. And I think they got a little too fancy and didn't have enough respect for any of these other possibilities that could happen. And I do want to give a moment, because I hashed out some numbers on this jungle TF.
Yeah, let's hit that, and then we'll hit the break.
Kind of what he was doing right here, because it is very interesting. We did see him going for a lot of AD. And before I start talking about this, let me make this very clear. This is something that professionals do. It's like jumping over flaming buses with motorcycles or swimming with sharks. Do not do this at home. Don't. Okay, thank you. But coming into this, it's about on-hit TF. So he's basically trying to use the stack deck to proc a whole bunch of magic damage with the Devourer enchantment and Wit's End and the stack deck. So what this looks like is that at 28 minutes, 41 stacks, he had 110 AD. He's doing 223 hybrid damage per auto attack. He had an attack speed of 2, which means that every fourth attack, he's doing 388 damage, which boils down to, if he just stands there and autos, and obviously this is a perfect case, in 2 seconds he's doing over 1,000 hybrid damage to you, which for a jungler in the current meta is
pretty obscene.
A lot.
Yeah. Saints like, I want some of that.
It is extremely situational, though. Getting 4 auto attacks reliantly.
This is why it's for professionals only.
There you go, everybody, because math. Right now, we're going to take a short break. We'll be right back with Game 2, so stick around for the Intel Extreme Masters League of Legends Tournament.